This episode of Strike Force Update is sponsored by Fox Next.
How you doing, my friends and fellow Marvel Strike Force players? Welcome to the very first episode of the Strike Force Updates. Here we're going to be looking at all the new additions coming to the next update for Marvel Strike Force. Now, if you are asking yourself, like, whoa, wait a second, I don't know what Marvel Strike Force is. Well, first of all, you live under a rock. Stop doing that. Move out from under the rock. Go and then download Marvel Strike Force. It is a visually stunning mobile game that takes all of your favorite heroes and villains from the Marvel Universe and allows you to put them together on some 5v5 combat teams, introducing some fun strategic turn-based combat. Now, in this episode of this show, we're going to be looking at all the new characters coming out in this update, how to get them, what their abilities do, how they work well together, and what other teams they have, and also just a bunch of other fun tips and tricks to help you take down Ultimus. And because this month we are finally getting Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, we've got a very special Spidey-themed update. So let's swing on in and see what new characters we got. First one is the protagonist from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales. That's right, we've got Spider-Man with Peter Parker. Now we've also got Spider-Man with Miles Morales. If you want to get him, he's actually pretty easy. It's just going through a campaign event, much like the same way you got Juggernaut in the last update for the Brotherhood. Looks good, sounds good, we know how to get him, but what is it that he can do? Let's look at Miles' passive first. Not only is he going to spawn in with stealth, but he's going to apply defense down to a random enemy. If that enemy already has defense down, well, guess what? Miles is going to get offense up for a whole turn. We aren't done yet though. There's more to the passive. If he is stealth, he actually has a higher dodge chance. So that means if X-Bones comes in and he's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go alt now and go boom. If Miles Morales' Spider-Man is in stealth, there's a good chance you're coming out of that with 0 damage. That's just nice. Miles' basic attack will do damage to a single enemy, but if they have defense down, he'll clear a positive effect as well. Now looking at his special ability, Miles Morales will do single target damage to one enemy, and not only is it going to slow them down, it's going to lower their speed bar, and it's going to prolong any negative effects that they already had on them. Oh, and to top it off, he goes back into stealth afterwards. You just can't see this guy, and it's fantastic. Then finally, his ult will attack all enemies and apply Disrupt for 2 turns on the main target and just 1 turn for 2 other random enemies. Now, Disrupt was actually added in the last update, and this negative effect means that if it's on you, you can't get a buff while you've got that negative effect. So, Kingpin's sitting there all nice and pretty, trying to buff his whole team. Not today, Kingpin. Not today. 1 character down, 2 to go. Guess who's next? Green Goblin, and he's gonna have his very own Blitz, so you can unlock him there, so start working on your Blitz team now, or of course he will have his own character orbs as well. Now let's look at his passive ability. Green Goblin's passive is insane when teamed up with Spider-Verse allies. On any Spider-Verse teammate's turn, he'll pick a random enemy and remove a positive effect from them. So if you got all 5 Spider-Verse characters, each turn, you're taking away another positive trait. So take that, defenders! Now his basic attack is going to go ahead and hit 1 enemy, or there's a chance that sometimes he'll actually throw his pumpkin bombs and not only hit the main target, but all adjacent enemies as well. Because you know, he's Green Goblin, he throws pumpkins. That's just what he does. His special ability, oh, check this out. If you thought he was scary beforehand, well, now you can't hide from him either. With his special ability, he can actually target any enemy in stealth, and he'll do extra damage to any character with positive traits attached to him. I would recommend that you actually save his ultimate for when there's only 1 or 2, maybe 3 bad guys left on screen, because he's gonna fly up and he's gonna rain down pumpkin bombs on 3 to 4 random enemies. But each enemy can actually get hit multiple times, so if there's not a lot of enemies, you're gonna do even more damage. Use that. All right, 2 characters down, and I am so excited for this last character. This is a fan favorite baddie. People have been asking for him since the beginning of this game. Guess what? Carnage is now in Marvel Strike Force. That's right, you are gonna find Carnage in the game closer to the end of the update window, and he's so wonderful. This guy is fast and he's dangerous. His passive ability, whenever any enemy hits 25% health, Carnage is not only gonna get a health boost, but he's also gonna get a speed increase. Now his basic attack, that just gets mean. What's gonna wind up happening is Carnage will attack someone, and if they have a negative effect on the enemy, Carnage will then chain the attack, hit someone else, and give them that negative effect. That's mean, and I love it. His special is an AoE attack that does extra damage for each negative effect on the main target. Now his ultimate is gonna make some tanks cry. Not only is it piercing damage, but he's also going to wind up adding the bleed effect, and if the character he hits has more than 50% of his health, well, guess what? They're adding an extra bleed on top of that. Carnage is nothing less than a monster. He's not easy to get though, but trust me when I say he's worth it. You'll be able to find him through a character promotion and also through premium orbs, so keep your eyes open. Again, this is not at the start of the update. This is gonna be closer to the end of the update, so keep looking for him because he's gonna be absolutely amazing. So now we know what all the other characters can do, but what about the OG Spider-Man? He needs a buff too. In this update, he's gonna wind up not only getting the Spider-Verse trait, but the top tier of his passive will allow him to not only just get a speed buff whenever he dodges, but he'll give that speed buff to Miles Morales as well if he's on his team. So whether it be in the game or in the movie, Peter Parker's just looking out for Miles, and that's adorable.
Venom is also seeing a buff this update. He's seen a slight increase in his base focus and armor. Also, now his passive will trigger, giving him double focus whenever any Spider-Verse character is present, not just Spider-Man.
Now let's go ahead and ask the fun question. What teams do these characters work best on? Well, the first obvious answer is all 5 of them together, because not only are they good at giving negative effects, but they can also spread negative effects and do more damage because of it. Also, with no protectors, we're just looking at pure burst damage. So this is an amazing team for arena offense. You will no longer have to worry about any defender's team. Not again. It's great, because, you know, Luke Cage is driving me crazy. But what if you don't have all 5 characters? That's okay. Take Miles Morales and put him on any team with Peter Parker, because Miles is going to be able to gain off of Peter Parker not only his passive ability, but his special ability as well. Now we know how dangerous Carnage can be. Well, go ahead and pair him up with Venom and other characters like Mordo or Scarlet Witch, because there's just going to be so many negative effects flying all over the place. The other team, they don't stand a chance. Now, before we wrap things up here, I just want to talk about like a little bit of Marvel Strike Force advice, like general stuff that kind of help you up in the game. Now, I know that you've been seeing the defenders pop up all over the place, and they are very difficult to beat. Well, guess what? Here's the trick. Go for Punisher first, and then Iron Fist second, because here's the thing. You got to get that healer out of the picture, and on turn 2 he's got a big heal that's coming, so if you can stop that from happening, you're gonna be golden. From there, kind of just pick and choose who you need to take out based on your team comp. If you have someone with ability block, try to get that on Luke Cage, because if you can stop him from adding a buff and then taunting, yeah, just no one's gonna stand a chance and you're gonna win every single time. There it is! We did it! This was the very first episode of the Strike Force update. Thank you so much for watching and supporting, and a big shout out and thank you to FoxNext for working with me on this project. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I couldn't recommend it enough. Seriously, if you haven't already, please download this game and start working on your team today. Honest to Tony Stark, I play this every single day. I'm just a fan. And you know what? How about we don't stop there? I'm gonna give you a little tease on what else you can expect from Marvel Strike Force. A little tease. Here's the thing. A lot of people are still trying to unlock Sabretooth and Pyro. Well, what if I told you that in the very near future, there's a way that you might be able to expand your team a little bit more? Okay, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna save it all for the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. And again, let me know in the comments below who your favorite Strike Force characters are, what your teams are, and more importantly, who do you want to see in the game? I want to talk to you. Let's do it. Till the next time, guys. I'll see you later.